Fast Forward is a high-interest, low-levelled literacy intervention series developed for students in the middle and upper years. Fast Forward's highly visual and engaging titles are perfect for instructional or guided reading sessions. The books feature relevant and topical themes that link to the Australian curriculum to ensure students read with success. The book featured in this video is Experimenting with Magnets, a Level 18 non-fiction text. Before reading, the teacher determines the student's level of background knowledge about magnets. He continues by explaining the purpose of the text, that it is an information report, and points out various language features such as prefixes and suffixes.
Today, we're going to look at this book and you're going to read for me. It's called Experimenting with Magnets. Can you tell me anything you already know about magnets?
Magnets have a negative side and a good side.
Yeah, so a negative side and a positive side. Very, very good. What's the job of a magnet? Why are they handy?
Stick to things.
Stick to things? Do they stick to everything?
No, only different types of things like that are strong as like metal.
Good. So magnets really stick to metal. There's a positive side and there is a negative side.
They can't stick to two negatives can't stick together.
They push each other apart.
Yeah. And one negative and one positive can't stick together.
Yep. So they've got to be opposites to stick together. Yep. I wonder if that has any impact or has anything to do with batteries having a positive side and a negative side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just a question. I'm not sure. Maybe this book will answer that for us. So this book is a factual book, and this book is all about experimenting with magnets. Now, what's going to happen in this book is the first part is an information report, okay? And then the second part is a procedure, but we're not going to do the procedure part today. You see the materials and so on. So we're not going to do the procedure today. We're just going to stay with the information report part, all about magnets. Okay, now with this text here, there's lots of words where you've got to go looking for the base word, and then there are prefixes and suffixes added to them. So there's smaller words or parts of a word inside a bigger word. So if you have a look at this word here with me, what's the smaller word inside that big word?
Attach.
And then on the end is, good boy, attached. This one here, this big word here would be?
Naturally.
Good, so the whole word would be?
Naturally.
Naturally, good boy. Let's have a look and see if there's another couple of words where we've got to look for smaller word. Oh, you've got it already. What's that word?
Magnet.
Good, you've got, magnet. Then we've got
magnetized.
Magnetized. What's the word?
Magnetized.
It's hard. Yeah, watch my mouth. Magnetized.
Magnetized.
Good. Little word magnet, then magnetized. It's like you say the T twice. Magnetized. You got it? Excellent. Very, very good.
Now, the student can begin reading while the teacher assists him to read fluently and with meaning, offering feedback wherever possible.
Okay, I think we're ready to start reading, my friend.
Yeah.
Let's go back here and can you read for me all about magnets?
Magnets are objects that are able to draw some other objects towards them. Some magnets are formed naturally, like rocks, and small metal objects can become attached to.
What's this word here?
That.
Good. Now read again, putting the word that in.
Some magnets are formed naturally.
Excellent.
Like rocks that small metal objects can become attached to.
Did that make sense for you? Do you want to have one more? Make sure you read it with the comma, so it sounds like this. You watch while I read. Some magnets are formed naturally. Take a break when you come to the comma. Like rocks that small metal objects can become attached to. Away you go.
Some magnets are formed naturally.
Good.
Naturally, like rocks that can metal objects can become attached to.
Okay, did that make sense?
No.
Yeah, it's a funny sentence, but have another go at it. Go.
Some magnets are formed naturally,
Good boy.
like rocks that small metal objects can become attached to.
Excellent. Keep going.
Other magnets are man-made, like the magnets used attached things to the fridge.
I think you missed a word. What word did you miss? Have another go and track carefully. Go.
Other magnets are man-made,
Perfect.
like the magnets used to attach things to the fridge.
Now did it make sense?
Yeah.
Good boy. Turn the page. Let's go.
All magnets have two things in common. First, they contain
Good boy. Well done.
magnetized metal like iron, cobalt.
Good. You got the co. Give this a long A sound. Cobalt.
Cobalt or
Good. Nickel.
nickel.
Right, now go back again and have a go at reading
All
that.
magnets have two things in common.
Perfect.
Wait, that they common?
No, you had it like the first time. Go back to here, read
All
again.
magnets have two things in common.
Perfect.
First, they contain magnetized materials like iron, cobalt,
Yep.
or nickel.
Very good. So have a look down here. Use the picture now.
Iron.
This one, good. What's this one again?
Cobalt,
Good boy.
and nickel.
So these are natural. So these things are naturally magnetic. So by themselves, they're magnetic.
So they can stick.
They can stick to metal. Good boy.
Sometimes, subject-specific vocabulary in non-fiction texts can be a challenge for students who require intervention. Here, the teacher is focusing on some subject-specific words and their meanings, such as cobalt and nickel.
Just read this first.
This rock has iron in it.
So in it, there's iron. So it's going to stick to a...
Magnet.
Well done. So let's go back and we can work it out, okay?
Iron,
Good.
cobalt,
Yep.
and nickel are materials that
Have a look at this word. You're saying materials, but it's not big enough to be materials.
metals.
Ah, now it makes sense, doesn't it? So read through now. What's this word again?
Metals.
It looks a bit like materials when it starts, but it's
Yeah.
not big enough, is it? Keep going.
Iron, cobalt, and nickels are metals that have magnetic qualities. A
Good
rock
boy.
that attaches
Have a look at this one.
attracts
Ah, that's it. Good. Keep going.
metal objects will have magnetized metals in it.
Is it sounding better now? Do you want to have one more go? Because I think if you get this fluent now, it's going to make sense. So away you go.
Iron, cobalt, and nickels are metals that have magnetic qualities.
Excellent.
A rock that attracts metal objects will have magnetized metals in it.
Did that make sense now? See? Good boy. Turn the page.
Second, all magnets have two poles,
That's what you told me before. Excellent. Good, good. So what do you know about these
north
two?
and south.
You already knew that. Good boy.
One pole is called the North Pole and the other pole is called South Pole.
See, when you knew that, you were able to read it so much better. Good boy.
When two magnets are put together, unlikely poles attract each other and like poles repel each other.
Great reading.
Others. The North Pole of one magnet will attract to the South Pole of other magnets.
Have a look at this one. You got the other. And
otter.
no, you already got other. Another. Oh, good. Now come back to the beginning and away you go.
The North Pole of one magnet will attract the South Pole of another magnet.
Aha, that made sense, didn't it? That's what you were telling me before. The authors just put that into words. Good.
But two North Poles or two South Poles, when put together, will repel each other.
What does the word repel mean?
Like break apart.
Or push away. Good boy, if they push away. So let's go back now, and what I'd like you to do is, can you read back through the book for me so it reads more like you talk? You're doing a brilliant job. I want to hear it like this. I'll model, you watch while I do it. Magnets are objects that are able to draw some other objects towards them. Some magnets are formed naturally, like rocks that small metal objects can become attracted to. Other magnets are man-made, like the magnets used to attract things to the fridge. Want to have a go at that?
Yeah.
Over here, away you go.
Magnets are objects that are able to draw some other objects towards them. Some magnets are formed naturally, like rocks that small metal objects can become attached to. Other magnets are man-made, like the magnets used to attract things to use to the fridge.
We're going to finish off there. Thank you very, very much for all of your work today. That was excellent reading. Again, a pleasure to work with you. Tell me, you see these things, iron, nickel and cobalt.
Yeah.
What do they all have in common?
That they're like special type of metals. And,
Good.
And they're all the same type of metal.
But they are all what?
Magnetized.
They're all magnetised. So they will actually attract other metals to stick to them. So all of these are natural magnets.
Yeah.
So if you found iron in the ground, it would be like finding a magnet in the ground. You told me before about two poles. What are the two poles on a magnet?
South Pole and North Pole.
What's the important thing with south poles and north poles?
That the one's good side and one's bad side. So
Right.
they can't. So if two bad sides stick together, they will repel.
So if you put a north next to a north, what would happen?
They will repel. They will push away.
Good. And what if you put a north to a south, what would happen?
They would attract.
They would attract to each other. You're like the magnet walking expert of the world, my friend. So Camilla, thank you very, very much for that today. You've done a brilliant job for me. And we'll finish off your reading there.
Yeah.
Thank you.